Hello everybody, Shinjo here, and welcome to Anime Versus. This was a pseudo sort of series that I did back in the day. I called it Anime Comparison or something stupid like that, but I'm rebranding it as Anime Versus. And to put it simply, I'm going to take anime in general, or even anime characters later, and compare them against each other. What's similar about them, what's different about them, and at the end of it, ultimately see which anime is better, in my opinion. So for this first episode of Anime Versus, we are going to be comparing Bocchi the Rock to K-On! Now, just offhand, you can already see that there are similarities and differences with the characters, the tone in general. But if you're not familiar with either one of these shows, let me educate you on them. Bocchi the Rock focuses on Hitori Goto. Goto is a shy, introverted girl that decided to learn how to play a guitar to impress anybody in her class, but that didn't work. Then, through some weird circumstances, she meets Nijika, whose sister owns a bar that her band plays at, and through those wacky circumstances, Hitori, or Bocchi, joins the band and hopefully learns to be a team player. K-On! Focuses on Yui Hirasawa, who is a bubbly, introverted girl who is indecisive about joining a club for school, and through weird circumstances, she decides to join the Light Music Club. And through that, she meets Mio, Ritsu, Mugi, and eventually Azusa. During her time in the band, they play in some festivals, but overall, they just have a good time. Now, just from those descriptions alone, you can already see the similarities and differences in the shows. Both focus on a music aspect in some way, but the way they go about it are slightly different. For one example, Bocchi is an introverted girl, while Yui is on the complete opposite side of the spectrum that's so outroverted you wouldn't even believe it. But that's not even taking into consideration the supporting characters outside of the protagonist. I don't think that there's any characters in both shows that are a one-to-one comparison between each other. There are some character aspects that I can see between the two, but while K-On! Has a character like Miu, who's a straight by-the-numbers sort of person, Bocchi the Rock doesn't really have a character like that. And the most obvious difference, one group has 4 people, the other group has 5 people. Obviously that could change with Bocchi the Rock, but at the moment, that's it. Of course, the caveat with this is K-On! Has multiple seasons while Bocchi the Rock only has 1 season, and that's not even considering how long either one of the manga have gone on for. That I'm not familiar with. And the other similarity with both of them being a slice of life anime, they both involve high school. The only difference is Yui and her group in K-On! Have their band in high school, but Bocchi and her group don't even have their band in high school. That makes it a little bit different in a way, especially since Nijika's sister owns the place that they play at. It makes it a little bit different, and I really appreciate that. But let's discuss some more differences with these shows. At the moment, Bocchi the Rock doesn't have an English dub, so there's no way to compare K-On!'s dub to Bocchi the Rock's dub, and at the same time, a lot of the seiyus in Bocchi the Rock most likely didn't play any characters in K-On! Because there's close to a 20-year gap between these two shows. But outside of the stuff that I've already mentioned, I think there's another big difference between these shows. K-On! As a show very rarely focuses on the part that they're a band, while Bocchi has multiple episodes dedicated to it. They even have multiple performances where K-On! You'd be lucky if they pick up an instrument half the time. And kind of springboarding off of that, while both of them are slice of life at the end of the day, Bocchi the Rock focuses more on the comedy side with Bocchi's over-the-top reactions and expressions, while K-on's more just the characters living day-to-day life. K-on definitely has funny moments, but Bocchi the Rocks are more ingrained with Bocchi's interactions with other people in general or members of her band. But overall, I would say that as far as characters go between the two shows, I prefer Bocchi the Rocks. Bocchi is an absolutely hilarious character. Nijika, while not a fleshed out character as compared to the other members of the group, she is still a fun character, and the interactions between these four are just amazing. Whereas with K-on, it is more down to earth compared to Bocchi the Rock. Yui is your standard cookie cutter female protagonist, bubbly, optimistic. Ritsu is more the tomboy that just does whatever they want. Mio, like I mentioned before, is the straight-laced member of the group. Samugi is just hilarious as a character because she comes from a rich family, but she wants to be more a rebel. And Azusa, besides being a mini Mio, I don't think has many characters that are different. But overall, the big question of today, which one is better? And well, it's a bit hard to explain that. Obviously, I'm not going to back out of this. I am actually going to pick one of these. But like I mentioned before, it's hard to compare one to the other. First, because they're so different. And second, because K-on has had more episodes to flesh out their characters than Bocchi the Rock. It might be recency bias. I'm going to put my money on Bocchi the Rock. It's honestly the funnier of the two shows, and the characters in Bocchi the Rock are stronger characters, funnier characters than in K-on. But it's a hard comparison to make since K-on has had more episodes. For a little bit of fun, I'll discuss my favorite characters from each of these shows. From Bocchi the Rock, it's gonna be Bocchi. There isn't any other character that I love as much as Bocchi. I love the fact that most pink hair characters that I'm familiar with are more outgoing and optimistic, but Bocchi's the complete opposite. I love that. Favorite from K-on is probably gonna be Samugi. Like I mentioned, her background makes her very interesting compared to the other ones. And she's a character where you can just never expect what she's gonna do next. That is it for my first episode of Anime Versus. I hope that you enjoy, and I hope that you leave comments down below discussing any other anime that I can compare, contrast, give my thoughts about in general. This is honestly a series that I wanted to keep up, but given time constraints, stuff in my own life, not enough time to work on videos, it was hard to do. But in a format like this, I feel like I can easily do it, and I'm fine with doing this for shows as a whole, but I'm also fine with doing this for specific characters. There are a couple that are in my head right now, but I'm not going to continue this unless you guys actually want to see more. So, leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. Hit like if you enjoyed, subscribe so you don't miss any other videos of mine, and I'll see you next time. Momentai!